Hey, Brandon here. Welcome to the channel and thanks for tuning in. Got some more rookie content here for you on the channel. We are about a week out from the NFL draft. Exciting times. I know we're all looking forward to it, man. We've been scouting these rookies for, I don't know, for me personally, for years, and I am ready for the NFL draft, right? So we're going to get ready for our rookie drafts. So I'm going to talk about some day three sleepers. These are some guys that I am most likely going to target in our fourth and fifth rounds of rookie drafts, right? And these players are typically long shots, all right? If you go back in history, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go to the NFL.com website, go to their draft tracker, and I want you to take a look at all of the players through 2016 to 2022 and look at all of the round 4 through 7 picks for running backs and wide receivers. It is not pretty, folks. I mean, you are looking for players. Most of the players that hit our dynasty rosters that are consistent contributors, and that is a full-time typical starter or a really good flex player are all drafted in the first 3 rounds. And honestly, the third round can get really dicey. So I did on my local podcast that I do, I went back and looked 2016 through 2023, and I came up with 12 players, wide receivers, just as an example, that I think are consistent dynasty contributors, right? So that's the fun of this game, right? I mean, we know the guys at the top. We know the guys that, the top 5 maybe of each position. But I really feel like a lot of times our rookie drafts are won in the later rounds. So I'm going to talk about 7 players today. And I'm really excited to see where the draft capital is. Most of these players are going to be day 3. 1 or 2 might sneak into day 2. The first guy that I'm going to talk about might be a day 2 pick, but most likely are going to be day 3 picks. And like I said, most of the day 3 picks, fellas and folks out there are, just simply do not work out fantasy wise, but we're going to have fun nonetheless. So let's get right to it, man. We are going to talk about my first player, and I want to talk about Spencer Rattler, all right? Guys got zero buzz right now, all right? Week out. Most of us play in Superflex leagues, right? I actually, on my Devy dashboard, which is a subscription service that I have with database full of players, I got 2025 NFL players ranked, 2026, and we're actually scouting 2027 players. Yeah, we're kind of nuts on this channel. That's what we do. If you want some information, hit me up on the email at the bottom of the screen. I'll give you a 2-week trial. It's pretty cool. So if you play Dynasty and you're looking to, look at future classes and stuff like that, and kind of, what the value of some of these players are going to be, hit me up and I will get you that information. But going back to Spencer Rattler, right? I have him in my ranks on my dashboard ahead of Bo Nix and Michael Penix Jr. And for really one reason only, and that is mechanics. All right. I think Spencer Rattler has the mechanics. Spencer Rattler, has obviously some issues with his game. However, I mean, I think this guy is battle tested. All right. I mean, he had he was at Oklahoma. He was a 5-star prospect, went through all of this stuff. He had a TV show and people, knocked him for his intangibles and stuff. And he's really grounded himself. And here he is, 4 or 5 years later going into the NFL draft. And the buzz is about Bo Nix and the buzz is about Michael Penix Jr. going in the first round, which I think is absurd talk personally. The NFL is just starving for quarterbacks. But don't forget about Spencer Rattler. I'm really excited to see next Thursday at the draft, right? He's not going to be a day 1 guy. So we're probably most likely looking at possibly Friday night when we do round 2 and 3, his name might be called. But I like this guy. He's battle tested. I love his intangibles. He's ready for the challenge. I think he's got the arm strength. Him and Leggett really had a nice season, but he's a developmental prospect. And I think Bo Nix and Michael Penix Jr. are also developmental picks. I mean, there's no way they're going to start week 1. They shouldn't. I don't think neither of them are ready. But everyone's kind of forgotten about Spencer Rattler, and I'm here to maybe shed a little light on him. If you want to pass on Penix or Bo Nix and, you are in a super flex league, don't forget about Spencer Rattler in your rookie drafts. I mean, he might go round 3, something like that, but he gets a good landing spot. Landing spots matter in fantasy. There's a chance that he could certainly, rise up in rookie drafts if he gets a good landing, especially if he goes round 2, like at the end of round 2 to, Denver or, the Raiders or some team in the second round decide to take a swing with him. he might be worth it. Might be worth a rookie pick for you. All right, so let's get to some running backs. I'm going to talk about two running backs today. I want to talk about Mr. Ray Davis, 5'8", 211 pounds. Now, this guy has been around the block a while in college football. He is an older prospect. He played at Temple, I think, for 2 years. Went to Vanderbilt, but when he came to Kentucky, he really shined this year. You can see here, guys, on the grades or on the screen, some grades that I put from PFF and his 40 time. A lot of people are really excited about 40 times. Me personally, I value play speed more than 40 times speed. But Ray Davis, that's probably the one knock on his profile, is the fact that he's not going to be that burner. But that's okay for the running back position for me. To me, it's all about sweet feet, man. You need to have footwork. And I think Ray Davis has some footwork. He's got the size, 5'8", 211. He's got that BMI to be able to withstand the pounding in the NFL. He's a good pass catcher, man. In our dynasty leagues, we want, these pass catchers to be, contributors. And that makes a difference for running backs. This guy, like, vertically, won downfield, running routes at Kentucky this year. I mean, he was impressive, but he's got lateral footwork. I love his competitive toughness. There's a lot to like. Now, most likely he's going to be an early day 3 guy. He might go round 3, but I think he's most likely going to be a round 4 guy. He's going to be somebody, again, landing spot's going to matter. If he's buried on a depth chart, then it's probably not going to work out. But if he gets, drafted maybe by the Denver Broncos or, a team that, is a starter, I think Javonte Williams has one more year left on his contract. But again, if he lands on a situation where he can contribute immediately in some sort of committee, I mean, he's always going to be a committee. Ray Davis is not going to lead a backfield. And, there's just not many running backs anymore that lead backfields. But I think he could be a solid contributor in a committee. He's just an older prospect, but he's got some skill, man. And, we're looking for translatable traits right now, especially in the later rounds of our rookie drafts and day 3 picks. What traits do they have to make a roster and to potentially, be a flex option for us? So Ray Davis is a player that I am going to target in my rookie drafts. All right. Another player that I'm really intrigued about, getting a little bit of buzz right now, Isaac Guerendo. 6 foot, 221 pounds, ran a 4.33 at the 40, so he does have some speed. He was 4 years at Wisconsin, transfers to Louisville, finally gets the opportunity to showcase his skills, and I like what I see, man. I mean, he was a good running back. He's got that size, 6 foot, 221 pounds. He's a prototypical Badger running back who just couldn't get, any run behind Braylon Allen, which is understandable. But he can catch the ball out of the backfield. Great pass protector. So that is an under, valued trait. I think us people who like to scout these players. I think that's going to keep him on the field and be a reason why an NFL team might take a stab at him on day 3. But I think he's got a 3-down makeup. And who knows? Again, he is not going to be a starter for an NFL team. He's not going to be a consistent starter in our dynasty rosters, and that's understandable. That's not what this show is about. But again, we're going to take flyers in the 4th and 5th round, especially if he gets a decent landing spot. I don't know, a guy who's this size, who's got some speed and pass catching ability. Don't sleep on Isaac when you go into your rookie drafts. All right, I'm going to talk about 2 wide receivers right now. First receiver, I want to talk about Jacob Cowing, 5'8", 168 pounds. All right, so he goes to the combine. He weighs in. Everyone, is really disappointed with his height and his weight, and these colleges just lie about these heights for these receivers. If you think a receiver 6'1", he's most likely 5'11". So you can take an inch and a half pretty much off any wide receiver height listed on college quarterbacks or wide receivers. I don't know why they do that, but they always come in smaller. So a lot of people were really concerned because, listen, he's on the light side, 5'8", 168, right? So he played 3 years at UTEP, transfers to Arizona for 2 seasons, and him and Tatara McMillan, who is going to be a wide receiver you're going to hear about next year. Again, one of the things that's great about my dashboard is the fact that I've got him listed. He's like my number wide receiver 2 next year coming into the 2025 NFL draft. But yeah, he's undersized, man, but this guy is a route runner, right? He's an explosive athlete. He's got the speed, 4.38 40 at the combine. He has got sweet footwork. I think he can get in and out of his breaks really nice at the top of his stems. He can really manipulate defenders. He can vertically separate, and he can win underneath, right? So the only knock that why no one really likes Jacob Cowing a lot is because, his size, and I get it. But the NFL right now, they might take shots again. I mean, he's going to be a day 3 pick, but he'd be a great little slot receiver for a team. He is twitchy. I think he's physical enough, even with that small frame and weight, to win in the NFL. So, does he have the play strength? We're going to find out. But anyway, I think he's going to be a dependable slot option. And again, he's going to be a player that I'm going to target. When you go into your rookie draft, you should have tiers made of receivers and stuff. And of course, the landing spot and draft capital will affect that. But, good receiving grades here on PFF. Again, just a day 3 pick that I am going to be interested in, especially if he gets that juicy landing spot that we are all hoping for our favorite rookies, right? All right, this is a player I'm excited about. Luke McCaffrey, all right, 6'2", 198 pounds. He is 23 years of age. And if the last name sounds familiar, it should, because he is Christian McCaffrey's little brother. All right, he started out as a quarterback. And then he converted when he went to Rice. He transferred to Rice, and then he was converted he was quarterback there for a year. But the last 2 years, he's been playing wide receiver. And I got a highlight film on my YouTube channel here of him. I got a scouting report as well as a highlight film. Go check it out, man. This dude's ball skills and hands at the catch point are phenomenal. 6'2", 198 pounds. Now, the reason he's a day 3 pick and why no one's really talking about him is he probably lacks the elite athleticism to really win one-on-one battles at the NFL. However, Dane Brugler from The Athletic just came out with a mock draft, 7-round mock draft, and had the 49ers taking this kid in the 4th round. All right. I can guarantee you, folks, if he gets 4th-round draft capital and gets drafted by the San Francisco 49ers, he is going to be a 3rd-round rookie pick. Bank on it, all right? Now, are the 49ers going to take him? I don't know, but he's a scrappy, tough player. Go look at that highlight film. You're going to see, I love his build. I love his physicality. He's ultra competitive. And think of the chip on this guy's shoulder, that he wants to be as good as his brother. His dad was a legend at the Denver Broncos. I mean, so he has the bloodlines. And I think a team is going to draft him a little higher than we all project, because they want that McCaffrey bloodline. And he has been well-spoken and says that he wants to be just as productive as his big brother. So he wants to go to the NFL and make a point. So I think he's a little underrated. I like his size too. 6'2", 198, good size and good build for a NFL wide receiver. Long shot to make our dynasty rosters. Yeah, all these guys on this video are, but he's someone that keep an eye on draft day. I know I will, most likely on Saturday, to see how early. I would love it if the 49ers actually took this kid to play with his brother. I'm telling you, his value is going to go up. All right, 2 tight ends that I want to talk about. We all know the tight end class. It's all about Brock Bowers. We get it. And after that, it could be a myriad of people, Jatavian Sanders and Ben Sinnott, and, who knows. But I like Jarrett Wiley as a potential sleeper. 6'6", 249 pounds, 23 years of age. He played at Texas for 3 years. He got nicked up with injuries early in his career, transfers to TCU, plays 2 seasons. Man, if you want to talk about a physical, tough player, and I value physicality in my scouting process, if you listen to my podcast or watch my earlier videos, I talk about physicality is, I think, an underrated trait people don't discuss when scouting players. It is tough. You got to have a little bit of a mean streak in you if you're going to play football in the NFL. And this kid got it. He went down the Senior Bowl, had a really nice Senior Bowl. He's one of these post-up tight ends. I don't think he's going to be a creator with the ball after the catch, but I think he can work the seam, and his highlight films from TCU this past season are pretty good, all right? So he ran a 4.62. Again, I don't get too hung up on speed, but I'm putting him here on the cards for you just to see. But from the tight end position, we are always looking for athleticism. So this is why he's not valued as a top 3 or 4, and probably not even a 5 tight end. But I'll tell you what, sometimes these guys just need to get to the NFL, and if they can find a role, I think he's a pretty solid, blocker and stuff. But I think he's got hands, physicality at the catch point. So again, that lack of elite athleticism is probably why he is lower in the tight end ranks than most people. All right, than most of the other players for tight ends. All right, last guy I want to talk about. I have a soft spot in my heart. All right, I'm going to come right out and tell you. I made a highlight film of this guy, Dallin Holker, 6'3", 241, played for Colorado State, older prospect, 24 years old. I've been watching players for years, right? And I do a lot of film cut-ups, and you can see on my YouTube channel here, I got film cut-ups, especially during the college football season, watching games, and guys emerge and stuff like that. And man, when I made this Dallin Holker cut up for my YouTube channel, take a look at it after you watch this video. This is the last player we're going to talk about today, and go check it out, man. I'll tell you what, the dude is just, I love him. All right. I know he ran a horrible 40, 4.78. He didn't test very well at the combine. He's probably birdied. He might not even be in the top 10 of tight ends. But I'll tell you what, man, on Saturday, the NFL draft, I'm going to be so freaking excited to see where this kid is drafted because I love his body control, his athleticism, and that is not his athleticism, I'm sorry, his physical play strength. He's got that dog in him, man. He plays tough out there. That's the knock on him. Not a lot of speed, not a lot of athleticism, and again, that's what we're looking at for tight ends. So I understand why he's at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to tight ends, but I couldn't make this video without talking about Dallin Hooker, man. I'm rooting for the kid. And again, when we pick in our 4th and 5th rounds of rookie drafts, man, they're all shots in the dark. I mean, they're all dart throws. All right. So that's just what reality is. So he's not going to be the most bursty athlete out there, man, but he's tough and physical. And I think he just might be moved out to the slot and might be more of a converted wide receiver. Maybe he'll slim down to like 225 or something like that and just be, but he's a great pass catcher, man. And with the ball in his hands, love his physicality and his toughness. And he is just a football player through and through. So, man, I'm a Holker fan. I'm rooting for the kid. So there you guys got it, man. Those are my 7 kind of day 3 guys, rookie picks round 4 through 5, guys that I'm going to be targeting and very interested to see where they land in the draft. So I'm going to be doing shows like this, guys, right after the draft. Again, I got a ton of content on this channel. And again, if you are interested in learning about the 2025 class, 2026 class, hit me up on the email below. I'll give you a 2-week subscription to my dashboard. It's pretty cool. It's got ranks for the next 3 years. Not many websites out there have ranks for future Dynasty players for you to get an early look, especially when you're trying to determine, future picks, values for rookie picks. So thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you got some good information today, and good luck with your rookie drafts.